round 2. We're going to play first. Yeah, we can keep this. So I guess we go Pyrehound into Press for Answers. Is that the play at the moment? Guess we could go Aberrant Researcher too. 5/4 flyers are typically good. So this is what happened to the spell deck that we were trying to build. Well, it's a good play to have the let's just play Aberrant Researcher. Changed my mind. Bummer. I want to just play Pyrehound. Just going to be playing 4 drops for the rest of the game and taking 2 damage, is that right? Guess so. Alright, well, guess he only found 1. That's good news. He's got the, he's going to Madness out the bounce spell, is that right? Or not? Alright, well, that's actually good for us. So let's figure this out. We've got 7. Three, 6. Can deal 12 to him. 2, 5 would bring this up to 6, 12, 14 I can deal to him, which is pretty good. I think I kind of want the extra creature though. I can also inner struggle, I guess. Since it's not kill hit. Well, this is just a good opportunity, I think, to get in a bajillion damage. Opponent has dug very deep. Wow. That was crazy that we won. Fevered Visions ended up dealing 8 damage to us. Played really well for our opponent. So we drafted we were kind of as I thought would happen since we just didn't see the Rise from the Tides. We ended up drafting the same deck as our opponent. We're going for like a neutered. We had to go for this sort of creature version of what our opponent's doing, which is not going to be as good, even though we just won there. The tough spot now is, like, I'm going to have a bunch of cards that aren't very good against my opponent, most likely, right? Because I don't know if I have a choice. Like, I can bring in another cheap creature. Cut like a sleep paralysis. Just because these 4-drop removal spells really aren't going to do anything. He's just going to have so few creatures in his deck. Do I want Vessel to, like, card draw? Maybe mill my opponent out because he draws so much? It does not seem very good, especially with Rise from the Tides. Just feeds it. I don't think we have anything else. I could just run all the Seagraph Scab beats. Ditch out on sleep paralysis. Lower the curve. Stay busy. We'll try this. It's pretty ugly. Maybe I needed that shard of broken glass for an additional 1 damage. Yeah, I guess we can keep this. Well, that's a good draw. If only Silent Observer beat down just a little bit harder. Dance with the Devils and Gone Missing. Okay. Alright, so I guess Dance with the Devils is his plan. Let's just play Silent Observer and pass. So he can already get 12 zombies from, or 10 zombies from Rise from the Tide, which is a ton. Isn't it 2 for each instant and sorcery, or is it 1 for 1? Thought it was 2 for each, but I'm not sure. Maybe that'd be too good. Probably should have attacked first. We're going to go over the Storm Rider Spirit. Nagging Thoughts and Tormenting Voice. Debating whether I just want to take this, try and race from above. Although if he's debating the attack, I guess it makes me think he probably doesn't have a combat trick. We'll find out. Alright, I can tolerate that. Ooh. So we got 6 mana now. And a grip full of creatures, oddly enough. Guess we just go for Storm Rider Spirit again. He's going to get Rise from the Tides for just a quadrillion zombs, too. Well, they could get lucky and it's the last card in his deck, right? Alright, well, if he's attacking, then I think he's got something, so we're just going to take it this time. Cyberlin Snapper doesn't do us much good right now. It must be just one zombie for each instant or sorcery. Yeah. So 12. I mean, it's exactly what we didn't want to see. I can tell you that much for sure. But when you draw through that much of your deck, it would have been so sweet if we could make this deck, but as I said, we unfortunately had to compete with our opponent on this one. So I can swing for what? 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, that's not 17, is it? Correct answer is no. No, it is not. So I guess we just play a bunch of dudes and then block. I don't even have a counter spell, do I? Nope, I don't. If I did, this would be a lot easier. Guess I probably could have done some mathematics, but why do that? Spoils the fun. All right, so I'm more just bummed that we're playing against an opponent who's got the deck that we wanted to play. That's the only thing that's bumming me out more than a loss. It's losing to the exact deck that I wanted to build. That's the only thing that's bumming me out. I think we're geared as good as we can. These sleep paralysis are straight up worthless against him. Inner struggle honestly is too. Shard of Broken Glass just seems so bad. It really does just seem so bad here. I have so many cards that seem awful here, and there's just nothing I can do about it. Okay, we gotta do it. No choice. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, it's a keep. I mean, our opponent just has the better deck. There's nothing else to be said about it. We're fighting an uphill battle here with against the deck that we wanted to that we wanted to build. Let's discard the Scrutiny. Play the Researcher and pass. Snapper's big. Main issues with the Snapper are, do I have enough non-creature spells to even do anything with it? And he can probably just chump. But then again, Seagraft Scab's pretty worthless too, isn't it? Alright. That's fine. We'll ditch the Scab. So I think he's just got a bounce spell. Just going to make this Senseless Rage play worse, but we're still going to do it. Yeah, it's pretty much exactly what I thought. Guess our opponent only has 3 cards left, which is not the worst place to be. We're just going to push damage through here. It's a bummer. It's a big bummer. We got some work to do, unfortunately. Cyberland Snapper has never looked worse. Yeah, it's horrible too. 2 cards left in his hand. We're just praying. Just praying that he hasn't found Rise from the Tide. Or just praying the last card in his deck. The very last card is Rise from the Tide. Just all the bounce. I really wish I could apply more pressure. That would be so awesome. If I could apply more pressure to my opponent, it'd be amazing. Yep, it's exactly what we didn't want to see. That's just funny. All right, well, we got thrashed in embarrassing fashion against the deck that I wanted to play, like I said. So this was not a draft I'm particularly happy with the outcome, but that is all right. You don't always get to build the decks you want to build, and sometimes you play against the mirror matches that just got the exact deck you wanted to build. So this is one of those cases. All right. Lost horribly. Got viciously beaten down. Not another thing to be said about it. All right. Well, headed back to Swiss. I did think our deck was pretty bad. This deck was probably a D in retrospect. I don't know why I gave it a 70%. Feels, considering what the archetype is supposed to be, although, I mean, this is just a different archetype. He clearly just somehow ended up with every single card our deck wanted. I thought we stole cards from him, but the truth is we didn't steal anything from him at all. He got exactly every single card that deck wants, so. We'll go back to Swiss, hopefully do a little bit better there, and one day hopefully build a deck as cool as our opponents, which is exactly what we wanted ours to be. All right, we'll see you back in Swiss.